going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your man's Mr. Dominic Cruz, featuring on ABC, NBC, CBS, Yahoo, and Fox, coming at you with another video. Yes, another one. Don't forget the subscribe button and notification bell. Every time I make a video, you be the first one to know. So let's get into this. Let's just say you're dating right now, and things are going great. And it's going so great that it hasn't even been a month yet. That's how great it is, right? You talk every day. You pretty much just you try to meet up more than once. You try more than once per week, and you might rush in. You might get yourself in a relationship in less than a month, probably in a month. But there is so much more to still learn. See, I've had a coaching call actually yesterday that he's actually a very good friend of mine. Been a good friend of mine for years, and it's so great to help him out. But here's the thing that happens, and this is actually more common than you think, because when you start to date someone, the attraction level is just, your emotions go sky high over this person. There's nothing wrong with liking someone, but there is it does become a problem when you start becoming a little possessive. And here's what I mean by possessive. It's when you start when you start thinking possessive is like, you know, nah, I want her to be mine. I want that's mine. Or you start claiming already that, nah, I want her to have my kids. I'm like, the things like that. And when I had this call yesterday, I mean, this is not the first time that I've helped this person out. This is not the first time he's been in this situation, because every other girl that he finds attractive, it's just the same pattern, and it comes to and I had to ask him the question yesterday. I had to ask him these variations of questions, and I hope this and please apply this to yourself too, because when those emotions are so high, and you started dating someone 3 to 4 weeks, and you want to start locking them down already, you really need to ask these questions to yourself. So I asked him, let me ask you this question: why do you like this girl? And she's like, because I mean, she's beautiful, she's smart, she's a hustler, and she has a relationship with God. Okay, why is having a relationship with God important to you? Her relationship with God is important to you because I have a relationship with God. Okay, why is what makes her why is her beauty so important to you? I mean, he had struggled a little bit with that answer, and then I asked him, okay, and then oh, he said that because she has a great personality. I was like, okay. Why is her personality so great? And this is where it gets hard. This is where the answers become like cluster, whatever, right? And when you start asking yourself these questions, these why questions, like, why do I like this girl? Why is okay, I like her because of her personality. Why is her personality so important to me? Her personality is so important to me because it's so good, because she's nice, she's friendly, she's funny, and she is adorable. Okay, why is her adorable so important to you? Oh, because it just aligns with who I am. Okay, why does that align with you? When you start asking yourself these questions, these why questions, it comes down to you. Why do you, and it's because you have to understand, the world that you see is a reflection of who you are. Let me say that again. The world you see is a reflection of who you are. And it's crazy to me that there's a lot of people's perceptions that views this world as bad, very small, and just not enough, right? But there's other people who think this world is beautiful, it is huge, and it is it's just endless opportunities, right? And it's not as chaotic as what people may think it is. The world is a reflection of who you are. So why do you really like this girl? This girl is a reflection, because this girl may be a reflection of a bad trait that you may have. This girl may be a, and here's another thing is that if you can't answer the question of why you like someone, if it comes down to just recycling some of the answers to other questions, that's because you're in, because one, you have a lot of insecurities that you still need to address. And I actually, and if you follow me on Instagram, you guys will know that I post a lot of memes, but there's some times where I do post one thing that is probably the most truest. And I did post this where your your insecurities is pretty much needs to be addressed. If you don't address your insecurities, your relationships will. Let me say that again. If you don't address your insecurities, your relationships will. And this is probably one of the mind blowingest, one of the things that it just stood out to me the most because when you look back at the previous relationships that you've had and you look at the aftermath, what happened? Did you overreact? Did you become emotional? Did you become someone that you didn't think you were going to become? That's because that relationship exploited that out of you. That relationship actually brought it out of you, and a lot of people will keep that insecurity, or they don't learn from it, or they just actually acknowledge it and say, you know what, I shouldn't act this way anymore. Uh, a long time ago, I actually, after it took me, I remember it took me so long to get over one girl that I was infatuated with for about 5 months. And it took me so long to get over it. But the reason why it became so long to get over it, it, I liked her because, she was actually really good looking. And another reason I liked her is because she had a nice booty. I mean I mean, if I could be real about it, I'm gonna be real about it. It was nice. So, but everything else that but all the other things that I chose to ignore, the red flags. I mean, I chose to ignore them. I basically, if I had to ask myself any other why questions, I would have had struggled. But truth be told, I really didn't like that person that deeply, and that was where my insecurities came out even more and more and more at the time, where my ego just prolonged the pain, and pretty much I just didn't let go because of my ego. So when you are dating someone, why do you really like them? You know, you really have to acknowledge that, because if you can really get deep down on these questions on yourself, why do I like this person? Because of this, because of XYZ. Well, why because of XYZ? Because of ABC. Okay, well, why the ABC? It goes deep, 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 and to the point to where you start getting more clarity of you and why you actually like this person, because this person has a reflection of who you are, and that reflection could be a good trait or it could be a bad trait. Um, and there's a lot of people that have this possessive trait to where it's just like, it's mine. Oh, well, why she have to date someone else? I fear she's gonna date someone else. Okay, let her date someone else. You should be dating someone else too if that's the case. I mean, you're not in a committed relationship and it's only been less than a month. Why are you so hooked on trying to lock this girl down? And that part, when I asked this question, when I actually asked that question to him, and he really didn't have an answer. And it's not going to be the first time. And again, it's probably going to be the same cycle until he has to address the insecurities that he has, because the insecurities are actually coming out so bad that it's almost through the roof. Put it that way. But ask yourself, do you really like this girl? And there are people in relationships that say that they're in relationships because you know of the time that they committed to this person. And time is something that we don't get back. They're committed to this person, and they're committed to this person, though they're starting to fall out of love with them because the growth is plateaued and there's no more excitement. It's just done. But people stay in it because of the time committed. But what more? How much longer are you going to continue staying in a relationship that's not unhealthy for you? How much longer are you going to let something stay the same? Um, because the longer you prolong a relationship that you don't like to be in, the more unhappy that you will become. And no one is responsible of that except you. So really get deep down on these questions and really understand, why do you really like this person? Because it actually comes down to, why do you like yourself? So again, the world you see is a reflection of who you are. So if you're someone that is trying to get over their ex, then you can get my book called 10 Simple Tips to Get Over Your Ex. And of course, if you're interested in one-on-one coaching with your man's Mr. Dominic Cruz, and we can get really deep down on, your relationships, single life, whatever, you can go into the description box and get my coaching. There's a one-time coaching, and there's also a monthly program that I can introduce to you as well. Very, 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 very affordable. And of course, if you like my videos, you can also donate, or you can donate using PayPal or Venmo. And if you find this information valuable, I want you to drop a like, drop a comment, drop a share. And of course, it is your man's Mr. Dominic Cruz coming at you with another video. Yes, another one, another one, another one. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take it easy.